Hey guys, Wilhelm1407 here. Today I am playing Parkitect. I have been wanting to play this for a while, and I finally went ahead and bought it on Steam. And today I am doing just the first part of a series. I'm creating my own scenario, and I'm not using the sandbox. I wanted to kind of create my own entrance and staff area and park gate. So basically right now, yeah, that's what I'm doing in the time lapse. I had played around with the sandbox mode a little bit just to get an idea of the game mechanics, because otherwise it would have been like a 30-minute video of me not, just not knowing what to do and struggling to get through things that should be really simple. So I have pretty much got most of this park entrance section, or at least the path, built, and I'm putting the borders on the paths. I really like to put borders on the paths. I think it kind of makes the paths look more complete, more finished. I think without them it looks a little less realistic, I guess. And that can be pretty time consuming. So that's not the most interesting thing to watch, but anyway, moving on to trees and plants. I wanted to put some more plants in, and one thing I really like about this game is that the fact that you can, it's sort of like everything I wished you could do in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 and 1. Like place things on the paths that you couldn't before, things like that. You really get decorative with your scenery and your paths. There's a lot of really great building mechanics in this game that would have been really great in Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 and 2, but unfortunately weren't. And this is kind of a really nice homage to those games, and so anyway, but right now I'm kind of just setting up like all the parkland that I am supposed to own, and I kind of just cut that in half. Like, I literally just cut that out because I made a really huge map, and I didn't realize just how big of a map it was going to be, so it was kind of huge. But anyway, moving on from that, I originally was going to use just the generic park entrance building that comes with the game, and I kind of decided that I wanted to build my own entrance, and just try my hand at that, because I thought it'd be more interesting looking, and it would be a little bit more original. And it was a bit of a challenge, because I still wasn't really sure on how the building mechanics work, or not really so much the mechanics, but like what pieces I had to work with, and what could, if you could put things like, say, roof pieces on a half tile instead of just a tile. And some pieces most pieces you can't just move half a tile over. I don't, like, there's certain objects like trees and things that you can, but building objects, pretty much unless it's like a pillar or something like that, that's not stuck on a grid, you can't move it. So that was kind of a learning curve, figuring out what pieces could move off of the grid and what couldn't. One thing I really love about the building mechanics of this game is that when you have a piece like a roof piece, it locks the height position that roof piece is at, and so if you need to place multiple ones, you don't have to go around and constantly hit shift and move those around, which could get quite confusing if you're building something very detailed in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 or 1. And so it makes building a lot easier in the isometric mode or view, because you're not, you don't have to have that necessarily that frame of reference to place things accurately, because if you know how many squares away it is, you can just move it instead of having to say, okay, I'm looking through a wall and I'm having to count or kind of guesstimate where that is. I never really learned how to build complicated things in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 or 1, so... But yeah, anyway, I'm kind of just a rambling mess when I just talk, so I apologize for that. Right now I'm just kind of messing around with the settings and trying to figure out what to do with these walls. I ended up, or the fences, to hide those fences, I ended up just built walls. I wanted to make a parking lot, but I didn't because I thought that the border pieces would be a little bit too thick for making parking spaces, so I ended up not doing that. I'm playing this mostly without mods. The only mod I really have is like a different perspective camera, which I really don't use in this video. I will at a later date. And then I have the coaster cam, so I will be providing some POVs of my roller coasters when they're finished. But most of the Shy Guys mods that a lot of people have used in Parkitect videos in the past, unfortunately, they haven't been updated, and you need the Parkitect Nexus client program to install them, and the download for that no longer works. So I'm kind of just stuck right now until somebody updates everything through Steam, because now that's the only way you can get mods that work. Because I joined the party a bit late on this game, and I'm not even sure if those mods would have worked with the current version of the game, because it's now in the beta. And I believe those most of the Shy Guy mods were made for the alpha. So anyway, right now I'm working on my staff area, and I've worked at an amusement park for 8 years, Worlds of Fun, and so I've had a kind of I've been around staff areas, like the behind the scenes things at a Cedar Fair park, and I wanted to kind of make this sort of realistic. It's not the most realistic behind the scenes, staff area. I'm gonna try to keep my future videos a little bit more focused on one part of the park, or one topic, or piece of the park. Like, say I'm building a roller coaster, I don't want to be building a roller coaster and then jump to a building, because the video is about the roller coaster, obviously. So right now this is these these two kind of go hand in hand, because it's park entrance, staff area. But I am going to be working on just kind of keeping my building organized and trying to stay on topic for my videos. But anyway, that is the first episode. I didn't want to keep it too long. I will be back in the second part with the main street of the park. So stay tuned, and thank you for tuning in and watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.